Papa Chaps here. Thought I'd display a little of my knife collection. Not a big one, but there's some pretty cool ones in there. I figure I could talk about each one and where they came from and a little bit about them. But hope you enjoy this video. So my knife collection is a lot of usable stuff and stuff I just collected up over the years and just odds and ends. But one of my sons made me a couple knives, and anyway, most of them are usable. Use them all the time. And some are collectors that I just keep stored away, and it's a pretty good chunk of the collection anyway. I got a bunch, but I'll start off with Mora. These are some pretty cool knives. They come with a good a hard case, and this one has a fire starter in the back. You can pull the fire starter out, and they're made to clip on. Some of the clips on them are made, you can clip right onto a Carhartt vest or whatever you happen to have. They're pretty neat. And you can get them for like, this one's $10. It's carbon steel. You can see it's pretty rusted up, but they do a great job just to, gun deer or whatever, anything, just to have on the farm. We got a couple on the tractors, and this one's stainless. It's a little more expensive, and we've had these for years, and they just last and last and last. But they're pretty cool knives. And then I got some foldables that go in. They carry now and then. Case knife, and that's got a serrated blade on it. They're just a utility knife. It's a pretty nice knife, but got a lot of those. I got some bucks and old timers, and they quit making them in some of these styles, and some of these older ones got some pretty cool handle material on them. But these are a great knife for using around the farm or hunting or whatever you want to do. And I got some old military stuff, not a lot of it, but I got a Mauser, 1905 Spanish Mauser, and this come on the end of it. It's got the blood groove in it. They're pretty cool just to have, and they got a nice case, and just some neat things. And then the old M16s came with these, and I got one that matches my father-in-law's. He had an extra one, and it's got a case. So those are pretty cool just to have in the collection. And I was saying the old timers, they're made now. You buy these old timers now, and they're overseas. They're not made in America anymore, but got a few of them around. Got a few older ones too, but and then got some oddball, cheaper Bowie stuff. It's some of it's China and just novelty pieces, like I don't know what you do with a jackknife that big, but and then there's some weird stuff, but it's not ivory, but it's got some handmade, it says, but I don't know. I just picked it up at wherever, flea markets or wherever I find them, but come with an old case. There's another one that's made by a guy in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, one of his first ones, and he's making some nice knives now, but it's a leather cases with it, but it's a pretty cool blade. Good little Skinner. I got another one of those novelty, come with a good case. I don't remember where I got them, all these, but, and they're nothing, it's not a cheap handle on it, but it's kind of a cool knife to have. But. And then I got a few that my oldest son, Don, made these for me. He took some antlers and used some sinew on there, and he just made an old blade that he found, and he drove it in there. It's pretty cool. Just a nice, pretty heavy knife. And then this one is a very heavy knife that he built me, and it's got quite that handle on it. It's pretty cool. And he made those for me, so I've just throw them in the safe and have them. But and I was talking earlier about the Schrades and the Henry old timers, and Uncle Henry's. This is a USA made one back, and it's a fillet knife, and it's we use it all the time. It needs a good tune-up, that's for sure. But anyway, that's a nice fillet knife. We use it a lot. Marbles, got some old marbles knives. I won a marbles Bowie, won it in a Predator hunt, I believe. Yeah, and it's been passed through a lot of the boys and their friends, and pretty rough shape, but it's kind of a nice old knife. It's a big Bowie knife, not really usable, carried around, but it's kind of a cool knife. And I got some old marbles knives that we found along the way, and my dad has passed some down to me. And marbles used to be a USA company. Now they're all made overseas, but they were up in Gladstone, Michigan, and you could send them in and they'd redo them for you. And I'm not sure if they still do, but they redo the handles and put some time into them, and you can make them like brand new, but I kind of like to leave them old like that. Like I say, I got 3 or 4 of them like that, different ones, a couple older ones, leather handles. They're pretty cool. But I got a lot of case pocket knives, and some of them I don't even use. I mean, obviously I don't use them all. I put them in the safe, and they're collectible. They're worth some are worth some money. They got STAG, like I got an old STAG, and that's a 1980 75th anniversary. How thick that STAG is on there. These are pretty cool knives. But like I say, they're brand, they're new in boxes, and I don't ever use them. But they give them to the boys someday. And then muskrat, I got a STAG muskrats. They're really thick STAG and older. It's pretty nice, some of the STAG on those handles. And then different patterns, sod busters. We got sod buster juniors. Those are nice little pocket. I carry a couple. I carry them all the time. I got a black one my grandson got me. I carry. And these are all the ones that I don't carry. And all my boys went together. I like the canoe pattern. I don't know if you know anything about patterns, but this is the canoe pattern. And shaped like a canoe, I guess. And they got me this for Christmas one year. All the boys went together, so it's a pretty nice knife. The blue, I like the blue handles. So many different handle materials. I got, there's all kinds of different patterns and blues, and they're fun. Anyway, I don't know a lot about it. I mean, I don't claim to, that's for sure, but it's neat to just collect them, and everybody knows a lot about them. You can get guys that are very knowledgeable about it, and then you get some USA pattern case. I think they call this the Cougar, pretty sure, or whatever, but I've used this skinning deer or gutting deer and used that quite a bit. And then Congress is another pattern. I got a bunch of these Congress. It's half Congress, they're called. They're small. They're kind of looped down, and the bigger Congress, they're a little bit heavy to carry, but these are a nice pocket knife to carry. And then the Trapper, there's lots of Trapper. I got a lot of Trappers. They're a very, very sturdy, heavy knife. But like I say, these are mostly new, and I don't ever use these. And then I got some older case stuff, and with the boxes, and they had the orange box, said case. I'm not sure what years they're from, but then they have still got the price tag on it from some hardware store, but it's kind of cool. And I got like a carry knife, the clip-ons. It's a Kershaw. It's kind of a nice knife just to carry around with you, day use. But I got a lot of these older knives that are not even usable, but they're all old, and it's a camper. It's a Boy Scout knife, kind of neat just to keep. Let's get a bunch of those around. Older case knives, if I find them at a garage sale or something, I pick them up. They're not really usable. I'm sure you could try to restore them, but I don't get into that too much. I just leave them like they are. Pretty neat. I got this one here. It's one of my favorite knives. This is a Camulus. They're made in New York, USA. It's kind of a big old hefty knife, and it was a collector's club knife you could get in the 90s. But it's an expensive knife, and like I say, it's new, and it's pretty. It's huge, so you guys wouldn't want to carry it around anyway. But kind of a cool collector's piece, and I got a bunch more knives. They're everywhere, but just thought you'd find it interesting to take a peek at some of the knives, and it's a fun hobby to get into. So collect some knives. It's a lot of fun. Oh, one last thing. I got this. I just found it laying around up there, and it's like it's half missing, and it's wood, and there's like a mesh over the top, and you can remove this part and screw on there. So I don't know if it's an old. It does have some words in there. It says 16 gauge Tomlinson, so maybe it's part of a cleaning rod or something, maybe a long time ago. But if anybody happens to know what that is or what it's, give me a shout. Let me know in the comments. But all right, hope you enjoyed.